You're listening to The Human Upgrade with Dave Asprey.
You're an expert, but just because it's organic, I mean, sarin nerve gas is an organic substance from jack beans, and I've smelled organic mattresses. I'm like, there is a solvent in there. It might be a natural organic solvent, but I think it's a VOC because it smells like it and it measures on my meter. What's going on with a natural mattress that smells like a chemical factory?
Well,
yours don't do that, by the way, just to be clear.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it has its own smell. So the rubber has a smell. So an organic rubber does have a smell. And depending on the plantations, it could be much more pungent, and sometimes it's a lot softer.
So it's a quality issue.
So it's a quality issue, and it's a processing issue as well. So that those are but ultimately what's coming off of that organic material is not nearly, it's not damaging as a toxin would be. It's not sparking your central nervous system to defend itself from it. So I think that's one of the key differences is a natural product, is not really interfering with your body's activity. It's not pulling up your defenses.
Unless you have a latex allergy.
No, then again, it's still. I mean, in our case, because latex allergies, the allergies are to the proteins. So what's really important is that in the processing, that the proteins are eliminated.
Oh, so there's so people with latex allergies can sleep on an Essentia mattress?
On an Essentia mattress, yes, because in our processing, we make sure that the proteins are.
And it's different than a natural latex memory foam where they wouldn't do it because the proteins are still present.
Well, again, a natural latex memory foam only exists at Essentia.
Okay,
so a regular latex, in many cases, it should be depending on how it's processed. So most of them are processed on site. So most brands are buying their latex foam close to those producers, and they're coming in, and they again may have the they may have the protein still active in there. We know because we manage it, we control it, we pour it, so we know that our proteins are out. In fact, we had to get this tested when we were working with big institutions where latex is just not allowed. So we in fact had Dr. Hamilton from Johns Hopkins do a whole analysis on our product just to reassure everyone that there were no proteins active for allergens.
So then you can look at this like a gluten-free thing, where if it's maybe manufactured and cross-contaminated sort of a thing. And some of the products that I used to make when I was at Bulletproof, I knew that they probably didn't have gluten in them, right? Because they're made across the factory, but the fact there's gluten inside the factory. So to me, that was a little bit ridiculous, but you have to put the labeling on there. But what you're saying is food, there are a bunch of standards, and in mattresses, the standards are not like that at all. So you're just saying if we control everything instead of just buying a bunch of whatever we could find and selling it quickly. So it's one of those things where do you want every step of purity, just like I am doing with the new coffee stuff that I'm creating, like I have a history of doing. It's about the small things that add up, which is why I'm like, okay, you're going to teach me this, you're going to teach our listeners about this, and that's one thing you ought to know. You can get latex proteins in a mattress or not, right? Yep. Depending on the quality of the manufacturing process, which you've got.
Correct.
Okay. That makes a ton of sense.